Hey, welcome to another day of Potential Power Sources Series Day 4. The year is about to end, and I am here to give you some bit of pleasant shock. Be ready for it. Before I talk about this subconscious mind and infinite intelligence, let me ask you this question. How my mentor was not even trained and he mastered the skill of playing piano since his childhood. He was not an expert programmer and he was ready to sell one wonderful sword game programmed by himself and was ready to make $1 million out of that. Before I answer this, let me give you another pleasant shock is this. Do you know that you have another thinking and feeling organ which has its different set of neural network apart from your brain? If you want to get the answer of these all questions and on the path, so many questions will pop up and every questions will be answered. You may believe me on few, you may not believe on few. So for that, there will be an action plan what you need to do, and that too for coming years. Okay, that too for coming year in 2021, you have to all set. Before I begin, let me ask you to go back and listen to your inspiring song and set up the intention to learn for today. Hi, this is Kumar Gaurav, Self-Abundance Healer. I am bringing today's session, and this is going to really break a lot of limiting beliefs on whatever is known to you or whatever is unknown to you, and install a lot of confidence and faith in you that you can achieve whatever you feel like achieving in your life. So be ready for this and let's start. All right, I am here to talk about one conversation I had few years back with one of my mentors. He was telling me, okay, Gaurav, do you know that when I was learning piano, I was never trained as a child, okay? But it was happening to me since my childhood. I never had to think that where to put my left finger on which key and then bring back on this key and then put my right hand on this key and bring back on this key and then start playing and then adjust the left hand like this and right hand like this so that it will play some beautiful notes and music. No, I did not do that. In fact, I should not. Because when you will start doing this consciously, you are going to completely destroy the game of playing the piano. Then how did I understand or how did I master playing piano if without having any prior training? From where I was learning? Well, I think I have given you answer already, Gaurav. That's what my coach was telling me. So listen to this complete conversation and don't get jumbled by who it's me telling to you. As all the conversation is coming from that mentor. Okay, I'm not going to reveal his name, but whatever I have learned from him, that I'm going to tell you. So further, what he said, Gaurav, I gave you answer already. My subconscious mind was playing that. But how? Without any prior training, how your subconscious mind was playing that? How it knows from where to put that music? And that too in totally harmony? How it was flawless? That was in fact a very good question. And the same question came to me as well. But I was not totally aware. This was the game of piano, and I found myself grown up when I was 12 years old. For me, computer was like super king and it could solve all the problem. And I ordered Commodore 64 that time, and I received when Commodore 64 computer. I was so much thrilled and excited, and I started learning the basic programming of Commodore 64, which was coming with Commodore 64. But what exactly happened, even though I was totally amazing artist, was able to play any instrument flawlessly, this Commodore 64 basic programming book, when I took up to study, what exactly happened, I read it, but it did not really make any sense to me. I was finding it a little bit tough to understand it, because in programming, you need to have some logical thinking undergo inside it. Okay. And what exactly happened? I started reading it, and in fact, I was reading in some foreign language. I think partial of this was written in foreign language. I read that book. It did not make any sense. I read it over and over and over and over and over, but it did not make a sense at all. Then I took certain paragraph, and then I started rereading them again and again and again. Nothing was making sense, but all of a sudden something clicked me. And I remember that this chapter was vivid, and I was able to understand the concept of variable which was being explained inside that. And from there, everything started making sense. So, my question over here is, what exactly clicked during that moment? It clicked in a way that I became so much confident and so much ready in the programming that through that Commodore 64, that I developed a program with the computer game of Sword 16. And I was so much excited, I was ready to sell that for $1 million, but I did not make even a single dollar that time. Then, needless to say, why should I? Because I was just 12 years old that time. Now, my question is again with you, Gaurav. What exactly clicked at that time? So, who learned? Who learned the art of making something was not making sense, and all of a sudden I learned basic programming. I developed my own computer game. I was knowing how to play guitar or piano. No one was telling me how to do that. I was not formally trained, and since my childhood, few people say that few are God gifted. It does not make any sense. You say that sixth thing, even that does not make any sense to me. If you say that born talent, this also does not make sense until I get the concrete answer behind it. I remember when I was searching about it, I found myself that whenever I played a music on my piano, I think I might have listened to it sometime in radio, and all of a sudden I access to some state of mind which I can call it as a trance state. When I get into that, subconsciously I don't even notice which finger is going where, and simply a music appears. The same music flawlessly appears. So when I was studying computer programming, that time, all the time, I found myself sleeping from and coming out of the similar trance state. So what exactly was happening there until Richard Bach told me? Richard Bach told me that apart from your brain intelligence, there is one thing which is called as infinite intelligence. And we all are the part of that infinite intelligence. So that was first shock for me. And he said that this infinite intelligence is the database of all the human experiences, from where everything can be drawn up and it can be utilized. But is it possible for people to all of the people to access that? Yes, that is possible. How it can be accessed? So let me tell you something, another shocking for you right now. Do you know that to learn any art, needless to say, as I have talked in my first chapter, that your dendrite connection has to be strengthened up. Your dendrite connections has to be built up. And from where that dendrite connection starts forming. Needless to say, just at the beginning of this video, I have already told that apart from your brain neural network, your heart is another thinking, feeling organ, which which has got its own set of neural networks. Yes, you heard it right. How? How does it function? So, as I said earlier, that your brain's job is to form what neural networks for its thinking process and opening its doorway to the infinite intelligence for which we all are part of it. But heart, what does it do? When you focus on your heart, it starts generating electromagnetic waves around your heart. Okay, and when you start focusing on the desire of your heart, it gets aligned with unconscious universe, or say unconscious intelligence. Okay, I can say it unconscious intelligence, so that now the job will happen, like your heart has to communicate with the collective unconscious. You can call it as a collective unconscious, or you can call it as a quantum universe. Okay, from which when it gets aligned, then now your heart job is to communicate. It communicates through feelings, and for that it requires quantum universe to play a vital role, from where all the feelings are accessed. And for your brain, it requires the access to infinite intelligence. It may not sound really easily digestible for each one of you who are learning this, who are listening to it, and that's why I am going to introduce quantum physics into that. Okay, so in this series, you are going to also learn quantum physics. While I am talking about this, let me tell you something else further. So, what exactly happens? So, your subconscious mind is playing really biggest role, and uh, when uh, when William Buck, okay, so I have already talked about Richard Buck, and this is for William Jung. Okay, so he introduced me this thing. He introduced me about the entire concept of subconscious mind. Okay, so this state of mind, just now I explained, is the trance state. There are various state of mind. So when we are wide awake, we are in beta state of mind, which which varies in the frequency of 14 to 30 hertz. And when we are relaxed, we are in alpha state of frequency, which comes under 8 to 13 megahertz. Okay, that's the vibrational frequency of this state of mind. And then comes theta theta state. Okay, I talked about beta, alpha, and now comes theta state. Theta state vibrational frequency is from 4 to 7 megahertz. And the another one is the delta state of mind, 0.5 to 4 megahertz. It's a brainwave frequencies. So in a test, it was found that 4 women were listening to melodious piano music, and all of them were found when EEG was examined on their brain. It was found all of them have the brain waves on 5 megahertz, and they were in theta. They were in the theta state of mind. Okay, so when I'm talking about subconscious mind, their brain waves and its frequency. Then what exactly happens when I'm talking about subconscious mind? Generally, when people discuss about the subconscious mind, they give the example of iceberg. So iceberg has a larger portion below the water, and above water it has a very smaller portion, which you can consider it as a conscious mind. Okay, just below the surface of water, the larger portion you can consider as subconscious mind. Okay, Then how the subconscious mind is transferring everything to conscious mind. Let me tell you another thing, that every second your all the sensory organs are bombarding with you the 10 billions of information, rather I would say that 10 billions data bits per second. They are bombarding to your brain, but your brain is able to process only 40 bits per second of data. If that's the case, then how this subconscious mind is passing that data into conscious mind? It is a simple. When I heard from Richard Buck that there is one database which we call it as quantum universe, from where everything is getting accessed and passed. So if one person can do anything, it has simply connected himself to that infinite intelligence or quantum universe, from where everything has been passed to the subconscious and to the conscious. And if that has been done, it means it has paved its way to from the infinite intelligence to conscious mind. And if one can do that, you too can do that. Okay, so I will simplify it in a bit deeper level. But what is the problem? Why can't each and everyone get the access to that infinite intelligence? Before I'll talk about that, let me tell you this thing, that every person, the subconscious larger portion below the iceberg, below the water surface I just told, is the subconscious mind. But a bigger portion of that iceberg is infinite intelligence. From all the data is being processed towards the subconscious and to the conscious, and from where the brain neural network starts getting created, and it forms its own network cluster. Okay, so this is how it functions. So it has been just now simplified so far. Then what is the problem to access that? There are three level of problem. One is the values, another is ego, and third one is the beliefs. So what it all is setting up? So what exactly happens? So as a child till 7 years of age, he soaks up all the data which comes from his family, her family, or through the society. He does not even filter them up, and he soaks up all the data without any intelligence, without knowing whether it is right or wrong. And gradually he starts developing a belief system. Okay, and that belief system is again without filter. And when something has got some preconceived notion, like if I'll give my example to yourself, Gaurav, then what I may say, that if I would have grown up and then I started playing piano, then that time my conditioned mind would have told me that it would require a lot of time, lot of concentration. But I was really fortunate enough that my grandparents have their own piano, and since my childhood I was given means time to piano, given opening to piano. I was able to play the piano in short. Okay, and no one had any doubt that I won't do that, because it was there with me since my childhood. But as a grown-up child, what I would have let my conditioned mind come forward to question myself. But there, the willingness and openness to learn that piano led me to access the infinite intelligence quantum universe. And from there, all the information started coming up, for which I did not even put a doubt for a single minute that I cannot do that. No one told me that I could not do that, and it just happened. Okay, now the thing is what? How this values you have developed or belief you have developed is more gets rigid when your ego comes in between. What is ego? Ego is just an intent. So say for example, what is ego? I'll give you an example like a child. As a child, when you go to your class and you are put in some test, you won't like to fail. No one in fact would like to be failed. Why they don't like to be failed? Because ultimately they would think that if I would get failed, I won't get a job, I won't get a good grade, I won't get a good respect in the society, or if I get failed, I won't become what I want to become, or what my society wants me to become. So it is not about the test. Test is not what you are or you want to be. Test is a simple test. So does this test word itself let you feel uneasy? If it has happened, I would request you not to feel that uneasy. Okay? Because the ego does not even want things to be same. If everyone would become the same, then who would love that? The ego does not want things to be separated or devised. So, because of this, if ego does not want things to get divided or separated, it won't like this concept of getting common or similar in the crowd. So this is altogether a total subject. The beauty is now to understand this on the deeper level, how to get the access from the infinite intelligence or quantum universe, so that anyone can learn any subject. Now, before I proceed with one analogy, let me ask you this thing. Have you ever seen any artist who was playing piano in the orchestra, all of a sudden he became a computer engineer? One of person was working with me, okay, in IT. So this is what not my coach has told. This is what I am sharing my experience just now. So he became one programmer, and he is today in a very good company and very renowned company, international company. He is working as a programmer over there because he loves to program. Now, have you seen any normal human being coming from a very mediocre family? All of a sudden, he becomes an extraordinary person. How does it happen? So now, just to answer this, that how a person surpasses this ego, values, and belief, and can get the access to infinite intelligence. For that, one simple thing is that the condition was not given to him. He as a child can develop this. How he can get the access to this infinite intelligence? This is very, very simple. Say for example, if I am a teacher and two new children took the admission in my class, and I put them in an open book test, and I asked them, both are of the same category, from the same family, same values are given, same beliefs were imparted in their mind, and now I have asked them in open book test that you tell me where this thing is written in this book. One child quickly finds the answer and tell me that this is written over here on this page number. Another child does not find it that quickly. Does it mean that the first child is smarter than the another one? No, it may happen if I'll ask the another question. Another child who had not given the answer previously, now he would have come up with the finding, and he would say that this statement, your next statement is written on this page. So what exactly is happening? Consider this book as an infinite intelligence, the finding as a subconscious, and capturing that as conscious, and delivering that as what? Dendrite connection. This is as simple as that. Okay, so this is how I have given you the this analogy. Does it mean that Gaurav, if I learned these all things, programming a game, or learning piano and various instruments since my childhood, does it mean that I am the smarter than other? No, it simply means that I was able to access that database, that unconscious um, intelligence, or say collective conscious, or say quantum universe or infinite intelligence, quicker than other person. Okay, and it was just happened because my mind was not conditioned, because I was child and there was no filter. I hope this has made lot of sense, and if you have loved it, I want you to hit the bell icon, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and tomorrow I'm going to talk about some amazing brain waves that is somewhere closer to your subconscious mind and daydreaming. So stay tuned, we'll talk a lot tomorrow, and would love you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening. I really understand that in this conversation you might have felt a little bit uneasy, but that's totally fine. Despite that, I want you to consume the upcoming data, and that openness will give you another opening towards a total new world and total new learning, so that you can get a breakthrough when it comes to money or health. And that's my promise. Thank you so much. I would once again appeal you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon tomorrow on day 5. Take care. Bye-bye.